Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Hardest Zone. I hope you're doing well. Sorry for being late. We were supposed to start at 7, but we're here. We're here. We're going to do it. The first episode is on YouTube right now. It's free to watch. A lot of you will be able to join us for the very first episode. And then I think you have to switch over then to Netflix or whatever provider you have or however you watch these episodes. So we're going to do the first three episodes because they're not that long, um, which is good, have to say. There are a few long episodes, obviously, but most of them are within the 28, 30 odd minute time frame. Um, so, if these were an hour long, it probably would get a bit tedious. I think it's shows nowadays like I think it's great. I think that 25, 35 minute format is actually not bad. I was thinking about Doctor Who probably going down the same route as well. I know we used to give about the 45-minute episodes, but I think 45 minutes maybe is probably stretching it a bit. I'd reduce the time into the episodes because the format seems to work. And I'll drop it all in one go as well. I'll drop the first 6 episodes if Russell T comes back, does 13, say, drop the first 6 and then wait for a few weeks until everybody catches up and then drop the second 6 episodes. That might be the future and the way for Doctor Who. Yeah. Anyway, no, actually, the first 2 episodes are free on YouTube. Well, then there you go. There you go. Even better. Even better there. So a lot of you will be able to watch the first 2 episodes with us. We're just waiting for people to get in because I am a bit late. The viewing figures are going up now as we're speaking. So we'll just wait. We'll see if any more people pop into the chat. Because I don't know who's actually joining me for this panel because I did ask people if they wanted to join to let me know, but nobody did. So what normally happens is it happens on the night that we actually do the stream. So we'll see who comes in the chat and we'll see who wants to come on. If not, I will just be here on my own and we'll do it. You know me, I've no problem actually doing that. So if that's what we have to do, that's what we have to do. So the first episode is obviously called Ace Degenerate. So that's the first episode on YouTube. And thanks to Chris now, we do know that the second episode is also there. Now, obviously, what happens in this, just to fill people in, no, I'm not giving spoilers away, but the first 2 stories kind of focus, the first story focuses kind of on Johnny's side, what he's been up to kind of since the Karate Kid. Those events, obviously events, I should say. And then the second episode kind of focuses on Daniel. And yeah, look, I was skeptical about Cobra Kai when it first came out. I think that's why I never watched it. Because remember at the time this was coming out, they were trying to, we were hearing all sorts about rebooting loads of different TV shows and movies and stuff, and I was just getting sick and tired of it. So I didn't watch Cobra Kai until obviously recently, and it all came about. And this is the thing, it all came about that the Series 4 trailer dropped, and for some weird reason I just decided to watch the trailer, and I don't know why. I just said I'll put it on, and as soon as the trailer started from start to finish, I was like, holy shit, I need to watch this. And there was a couple of people, Tom Connors from Midnight's Edge was talking about it, saying, I wish I could talk about it right now, but I'm going to give people a chance to watch and stuff. And then I binge watched the whole lot. and I'm back watching it again now. I've just finished series 1. I'm back on series 2 again now, halfway through that. So I've been binge watching it again. But yeah, it's a great show. Have we started? Am I not invited? Well, I did say if anybody wanted to come on, they were to let me know. Nobody let me know. So I did say just before you come in, I'll wait and see who comes in the chat and who wants to come on. So, because I said that's what normally happens. I ask people to tell me if they want to come on, but it doesn't happen. What happens is on the night that I come on, then people come into the chat then and ask to come on. So that's why I said to Chris and the rest of them, I says we'll wait until the viewing figures go up. We'll see who comes into the chat and we'll see who wants to come on. So you want to come on, so I'll send you an invite. It's probably going to be just me and you anyway. I wasn't on Twitter, was I? Yeah, but I am on Messenger. No excuses, mate. You do have Messenger, don't you? Or you could have very easily left a comment in one of the videos. Don't be making excuses. I don't like excuses, right? It's funny how they blame me, isn't it? Isn't it? You could have left a comment, because I checked the comments because there's been a lot of troll activity, so I would have seen your comment. Or you could have sent me a message on Messenger. I don't use it. Yeah, but you use it in emergencies. Come on now. Again, no excuses. No excuses. Anyway, I've sent you the link. I want it all. Right, well, so what's this I'm hearing? Because I'm out of the loop, believe it or not, for once. Because someone's just had to saying it in the chat there, and then I got sent a message by some random account on Twitter telling me about Doctor Who animations. So have I missed something? Because by the sounds of talking, someone is saying that the animations have been cancelled, which in fairness I don't believe, because why would they cancel something that has been actually keeping them afloat, which is the animations and all of the Big Finish stuff? So I don't know where they're getting this from, because there's a couple of more animations to be made. So why are people saying that the animations are being cancelled? Now I'm looking here right now, right? And I'm seeing nothing. I'm seeing nothing in the news or any of the usual outlets that the animations have been cancelled. Now, if this is some rumor out there, it's a blatant lie. And the reason why we know it's a blatant lie is because they've only dropped Evil of the Daleks, right, a few months back. Now there's a couple of more to come out because they're going to complete one of the box sets. So I don't know where people are getting this from. They want to be able to put out as many animations as they can to complete as many missing stories as they can, so they can then turn them all into the Mirror. You're saying the Mirror is reporting on it. Well, you'll have to send me that link, because I'm at the check-in there, right? And I don't see any report from the Mirror. So you'll have to send me the link. The animations are not cancelled. I don't know where the Mirror is getting that from, even if it is the Mirror. But if it's the same journalist that reported that Doctor Who was still in Rothlock and that Matt Stevens was still on the show, well, then I wouldn't be listening to what the Mirror has to say, because the Mirror right now, while they have been right in the past, and I'll openly admit that they have been right in the past with some of their Doctor Who rumours, they're wrong in this instant, right? There is no way that BBC or the financial arm of BBC are going to say, right, we're putting a stop to animations. It's not happening. It's not happening. It's the thing that's made them money through this ridiculous era of Doctor Who. Why would they then get rid of that line of revenue? They're not going to get rid of that line of revenue. So I disagree 100%. There is no way that's happening. Lee, I sent you the link. What's going on? Are you coming on? I shouldn't have to ask yet, but like, you know, I was hoping to get some new people on, you know, mix it up a little bit. It's in tomorrow's newspaper. Just search on it on Twitter. I don't know. No, I've seen fake headlines before put out there. I don't believe it for 1 second. Sure, there was fake Sun news headlines going around last year and all, and the year before that. This is a typical thing. There's someone in America and there's someone in the UK. It's already known that they're faking a lot of stuff and they're putting a lot of stuff out there. So it's not going to be in the newspapers tomorrow. And if it is in the newspapers tomorrow, all I'll say is when you read the article, I guarantee it's got something to do with some sort of screenshot or Photoshop the image that someone threw up that the newspapers are jumping on because they've nothing to report on. They've already proven the Mirror that they'll jump on something that has already been debunked as a hoax. This whole thing about when Doctor Who was filming and they've already cast a female doctor and all of this, and that Matt Stevens is still working on the show and all of that. All rubbish. All rubbish. No decisions being made. And the reason why we know that is because RTD has said himself now twice. Right? So I'd rather listen to the man that's actually writing for the show, because he's no reason to lie right now. Right now, he has no reason to lie because his series is not coming out. His full force series is not coming out for a while yet. Right? We still have the 60th to go. So I don't believe it's going to be in the newspapers. But I'll leave it there anyway because we're here for Cobra Kai. So let's bring on our guest. It's the one and only Crybaby Lee.
Piss off. Hello.
Hello. How are you?
Oh, we want new blood, do we? Not good enough now, am I? On this trash heap now, am I?
It's not that, you lunatic. Yous are on every panel, aren't you? So I thought maybe if I do a new watch along, maybe we'll get new panelists. But look, see that's not the way it works now.
Right, I've got someone DMing me on Twitter asking to come on. He does follow me, and I do follow him back. So
right, but have we ever had them on the channel before? Because
I don't believe we have. But I mean, I can verify that he's on there and he's kosher.
Okay.
Definitely kosher. Do you want me to shoot him in the link?
Yep.
Yeah.
If it goes wrong, it's on you.
If it goes wrong, it's on him.
No. Because you're the one that you should have text me in the private chat.
Well, yeah. I mean, he's in the chat there. Scott Vatcraft.
Okay.
So yeah, just there you go. There you go.
Right, we got 13 people watching right now. You know what to do. Hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, you know what to do. Subscribe as well. Hit that notification bell and all that other rubbish. Yeah.
Oh, I've just been watching Daredevil season 2 on Netflix.
Yeah.
It's not as good as season 1, but it's alright. It's alright. It's not bloodier. It's good.
So yeah, we'll see what the Mirror.
Have I seen it? Have I seen what Cobra Kai? Yes, I've seen all 4 seasons. I think season 1 was fantastic. Season 2 was almost as good. Season 3 not so good. Season 4 definitely back up there again. Especially the last 3 episodes, I think, really just wow. You know, I was getting quite emotional because it was just
it is emotional.
really intense. Yeah, it was great.
It is. And I have to say, though, I kind of agree with everybody. I think season 3, or series 3, is the weakest, but there's still some great moments in series 3.
And can we just have a moment to just momentarily discuss Miguel's hair? It's get a haircut, man. Get a haircut. And what's happened with his neck? It's not as big as his head now. I don't know what's happened.
I know. Well, they've all taken a bit of a stretch. They're all grown. I don't know how long this is gonna actually last.
Well, they generally cast actors who have some sort of pituitary gland thing where they just were I mean, if you look at the original Karate Kid guy, what's his name? He had growth hormone problems. That's why he stayed young for forever, because he couldn't And Hollywood has a tendency to cast people who never seem to quite pass puberty. I don't understand why. It's interesting.
Yeah. Anyway, the epic, season 3, the end of season 3.
The finales always pay off. I'll say every season. The finales
they've delivered on every season, but for me, the best ending to a series
that school fight was silly.
For me, is definitely series, the latest one. That ending, and I won't say that and spoil it because we will be doing it eventually. But that ending the series 4, number one, I didn't see it coming, which was great, right? You knew that he was up. There's something that happens, right? But you knew that this particular person was up to something, but you couldn't quite put your finger on it. And then when it all plays out, it's just epic. I mean, it's epic. And then there's a scene right at the end, and then you're gonna say series 5 is gonna be epic. Hopefully, because something's at the happening now, right at the end of that episode now. I tell you, it's gonna be all. I just can't say without spoiling it. It's gonna be all out war for series 5, and I can't wait. I cannot wait. It's gonna be brilliant. I'm telling you. Right, let's bring on our guest. It's Richard. Welcome, Richard.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Fantastic. This is phenomenal.
Yeah, it is. It's a great look. We've been giving out for the last few years about spin-offs and rebooting franchises and stuff, and it hasn't always worked out. But by God, when they get it right, they get it so right. And Cobra Kai, listen, right? I've been defending Cobra Kai because I'm sick. I'm sick and tired of this. I'm gonna lay it all out there now before we start, right? But I'm sick of these bitter journalists. I'm sick of these accounts out there, right? For example, there's a journalist out there. You've probably seen the article. It's by CBR, I think it is, or I think that's what they're called, CBR, isn't it? Yeah, Comic Book Resource, whatever they're called, right? Everybody's been talking about them. If you have missed out, they've actually put out an article, right? And he says that Cobra Kai can fix its toxic masculinity by bringing back Hilary Duff's character, right? Now, can I just add, clearly these journalists haven't watched series 1 to 4, because if they did, they would understand what they just said there is not only laughable, right? But we know that they're talking out of their backsides. There is literally in every season they've introduced a new girl to the show, basically. Well, not every season, but they've introduced a few new. But all of the women in this, young girls, women in this show, are all strong women, right? Does it take away from the lads, right? The lads being macho and all of this? No, right? But is there anything wrong with that? No. But this journalist, whoever wrote this article, seems to have a problem with men, right? Because literally, they get the balance absolutely spot on, right? There's woke agenda in there as well. But
they also mix, that's the woke agenda thing kind of in there, but it's very soft.
Yeah,
but at the same time,
they take the piss
they
out
take
of
the
it.
piss out. I mean, it's
Exactly.
perfectly balanced.
It's perfectly balanced. That's the word I would use. So all of these bitter journalists out there that have been going after Cobra Kai, Spider-Man No Way Home, and Ghostbusters Afterlife, and all of these critics, right? You need to actually take a step back, have a long, deep, hard look at yourselves, and actually admit that you are
And have
bitter,
a wank.
grumpy,
Get over
owl, whatever yous are. You need to cop onto yourselves. These shows are brilliant. I'm sick of people. This is why I wanted to do these watch-alongs anyway. I've been seeing articles over the last couple of weeks and months, and it's just pissing me off. Like, these people are just... Hollywood's supposed to give fans what they want. None of these franchises would be around if it wasn't for fans. Yes, you want to introduce a new audience, right? Cobra Kai does that brilliant. It brings in the old fans of the Karate Kid franchise, and even if you watch the Hilary Duff one, it brings those fans in as well. And it's rumored that she might actually appear at some stage, which I have no problem with, right? I have no problem with that because I know they'll handle it well. Because these writers and everybody that's involved in this show, you can tell, even the interviews with the cast, you can tell that this show is, yes, it's hard work. Obviously, it would be, but it's a joy to be on. And everybody that's on this show is pulling together, pulling out all the stops to give us the best that they can give us. Now, Series 3 is the weakest one, but as I said, you know, it's still a good series. It's just they set the bar so high. You know, this is what happens. If you set the bar so high, right, eventually you're going to make a weak season. RTD did it as well, right? It happens, right? But if you get it back on track, which they did, and trust me, I can't wait for Series 5. There's going to be some serious shit going down. And I tell you something, that I know for a fact that the payoff for the end of the series is going to be great. You know what I mean? Because they haven't let us down so far. But this is one of the best TV shows. I'm telling you now, man, this is actually probably the best show right now on Netflix, even though Series 4 is over now because it dropped. But I'm telling you now, this is the best thing that you could watch right now. This is one of the top shows out there. Actually, I would say it is the top show out there right now. I don't think I can touch it. I think, as I said, the balance is absolutely perfect. You know, the cast that they've gotten, absolutely brilliant. And of course, we know Ralph already, and I can never forget, can never name the other guy. I always forget poor Johnny Lawrence is the actor's name. But those two, bringing those two back, brilliant. And I know there's already people giving out about how Johnny Lawrence's life, the way it's gone, and then this article was talking about how, oh no, then I saw another YouTuber, he did a review, and he was just slagging it off, saying how in the latest series they tried to make out these guys, these fathers to be bad. Well, you obviously have been watching since season 1, because the events that have led from Series 1 all the way up, well, you could really say that it's Johnny and Daniel's fault in the first place because they couldn't let go of their personal differences. So these journalists and critics obviously haven't got a clue what they're talking about. They're taking scenes out of context as well. There's a lot of people seem to be doing that as well, instead of looking at the broader picture and see the story that they're trying to tell. Like, this isn't a complicated story, but it's done so beautifully. It is. And then obviously then as the show goes on, there's a few surprises along the way, and it's all handled brilliantly. I cannot say enough good about this show. This is what I want to be able to do when I come on talk about Doctor Who, by the way. Same thing. Can't do that. With this show, balances everything. As they say in the show, balances everything. And they've got perfect balance in this show. Will we get on with that anyway and start this up? As I said, the first 2 episodes are on YouTube. So
Joe wanted to come on. So
it
the
yeah.
link isn't working. Why
Is that Joe though?
Well,
Right.
I mean, it's
Have you went into the YouTube channel to see how many subscribers they have? Like,
no,
it's
but
easy, right?
I
Well,
sent
I'm
it to
going
his
to.
DM, so
Right. Well, I'll check now.
if he doesn't have access to his
Right.
Twitter
Well, I'll
DM,
check
he's not going
now.
to get the link.
Right. Well,
So,
I'll check now anyway, because
Sure.
I have my suspicions that isn't John.
Sure.
Gentlemen,
Well, it could be Matthew. Go on.
gentlemen, may I say something?
You may. Hello.
I am very,
Right.
very honored to be on this stream.
Oh, great.
And thank you so much for letting me be there. I have been on this stream a couple of times before, but my shame and my embarrassment made me occasionally change who I am.
I remember your voice. Yes.
Right. Well, as I suspected, it's not him.
Is it
So,
not? Okay.
No. So he's getting removed right now.
Me?
Nice. No, not you. The fake Joe there.
Well, listen. From both of you, I have such great love. Lee, I would say I'm the boy who loves the pirate planet as much as you.
Nice. Classic. What's it for?
Exactly. And Noel, I'm the guy who had a big rammy with you one day about Manchester United and football, and also which Doctor Who stories you loved the most. And I've been back and forth, and I've been ashamed of myself many times because let's be honest about this, gentlemen. It's very difficult in the modern world to say that you despise modern Doctor Who without the current backlash. But
doesn't stop me.
You know what, though? You know what? I've just come to the conclusion that no matter what we say, these so-called fans out there will never be happy. I mean, I've been probably less harsh on, say, Series 13 than I was on 12 and 11. I've even liked some of the specials that he's done. Has it made any world of a difference to these fans? No. See, it boils down to one thing and one thing only. The gender of the Doctor was a big thing, right? When they went with a woman, it radicalized a lot of these fans. No matter what we say, right? It doesn't matter that we say that we're not just blaming Jodie Whittaker. It's Chris Chibnall's fault, right? They've just focused in on the fact that we don't like a female Doctor. And now you can see with the current series and the last two stories where Chibnall was pandering to them, their true cause or agenda came to the fore. Now, we always suspected what the agenda was, but they confirmed it. All they're interested in right now is Tasman, right?
They don't behave like fans.
Yeah,
they
but
behave like activists.
they don't care about the lore. They don't care about the legacy of the show. They don't care. All they care about now is whether Yaz and the Doctor take that final step and kiss on screen. Now, they've made it clear, right? We've even had one of the Time ladies recently pipe up. I won't mention her name because if I do, she'll probably cry and go off Twitter after putting up a series of tweets saying how she's being harassed and bullied and all of that. And then she'll go off then for a couple of days to, you know what I mean? Because that's what they do. Anyway, they also showed their true colours, right? That's all they spoke about. So all of this, when this person wrote an article talking about how the Timeless Children almost fit into Doctor Who canon. And by the way, Digital Spy have now actually changed that article. It's changed now where it fits into Doctor Who canon all of a sudden. So they changed the article because I have the original article on a video, on a screenshot on one of my videos that I've done, right, when we were talking about it. So I know what the article actually headline was. So they changed that. So that's all they're interested in, right? So they've already proven it. Chris Chibnall's pandering to them. Do you know what? I honestly don't care what they do now, right?
Well, you know what?
RTD is coming back, right? So for me,
I reposted the BBC Doctor Who thing. You know, sort of promoting the Stasman thing, and I just I said, well, so the message here is it's okay for a heterosexual man to out a vulnerable lesbian woman who's in the closet to her crush.
Yeah, but they don't
Now,
care
if you do
about
that in real life, but if you do that in real life, right? Real life isn't Doctor Who. Just
I know, I get
just
you. There would be outrage normally, right? Because
that is not acceptable. And
exactly.
the thing is, that could easily land someone. Like someone might watch that episode and go, "Oh, you know what? I should out my friend who I know has a crush on my other friend and tell that person." And that person might turn around and then expose or out them from the closet.
No, I agree with you.
Or violently assault them. You never know.
But that's what annoys me, is that these fans don't see that, right? And they should be just as outraged as yourself, but they're not. They've ignored that. They've ignored that because the main goal for them is to see that screen kiss. That's the main goal now, right? So the way I've looked at it now is, right, because lately there's been someone trolling myself, my wife, and other people out there.
We know who it is.
Yeah, and they're trying to get a reaction out of me, but so far they haven't, and they won't, because the way I've looked at it now is this. These fans are irrelevant. These trolls are irrelevant. And the show right now is irrelevant. What I've decided to do is I'm ignoring this era. RTD, as far as I'm concerned, RTD comes back. It's a fresh start for me with Doctor Who. I'm going to forget about what's happened in the past. Yeah, it'll always be there in the back of my mind, but I'm going to move forward when RTD takes over this show and we start seeing what he does with it. Because, this is, look, the bottom line is this. I've came to the realization those fans were right all along, whether we agree with them or not, right? And all of these people that attacked us, this show isn't for us. And Chris Chibnall has proven that time and time again. So what's exactly. So what's the point, right? I know it's over now and it's probably a bit late with me coming out and saying this. I probably should have done this a long time ago. But, hindsight is a fucking
2020,
funny, right? So, it's time to let go. It's not for us. It never was. It's for them. At this stage, do they deserve to get what they want? No, but they probably will get it. And we will just have to, move on from it. And I'm not saying accept it because nobody ever will, but we can blank this out. We've done it before in the past with stories or certain film that some fans don't like. They've done it in the past. You can do it again, right? RTD will come back and he will truly show. And I hope he doesn't use taglines like that, but space for all and all this inclusion bollocks that Chris Chibnall and all of his cronies talked about. RTD will actually do that. Yeah. It'll be for everybody. It'll be a show for the casual viewer. It'll be a show for the fan. And it'll be a show for even some of these toxic fans who probably cop on when they get a little bit older, which I hope happens because that's what normally does happen. They grow out of all of this, but by the looks of things, some people just don't learn. But I'm not going to get upset with these people anymore or upset over Doctor Who. I've gotten upset about it too much now, and it's just, for my own good, I'm better off just moving on. So I'll watch the next two specials, right? As I've watched the whole series, I'll give my opinions on them, right? But that's it. As soon as they're done, my focus is on RTD, and I'll be hyper focused like I was when Series 11 started. You all seen it. You all said I was working too hard. Well, I'll be working extra hard when RTD, because I want to be able to, read those interviews and show you whatever photographs come along and stuff like that. So, I'm going to really focus on that, and I want to be able to come on here then with the panel and praise this show again the way I've been praising Cobra Kai tonight. And that's all I've ever wanted. It's all Lee's ever wanted, and any Doctor Who fan out there has ever wanted. We just want their show to be the best that it can be.
We'll just write this whole thing off as like Ghostbusters 26.
That's what I mean. That's all we have to do. But that's all we have to do. We don't have to be like Star Wars fans who can't get over the sequel trilogy, which I don't blame them in a way. But if they're Disney are doing some good. But listen, Disney, Mandalorian is good. I don't care what the Star Wars fans say, but they've wrote it off. Like they write off Boba Fett. Now, I haven't watched it yet, in fairness.
Oh, I've seen some pictures of the...
well, yeah, I have seen that, but that shouldn't...
Things,
yeah, but hang on, that shouldn't deter anybody. Watch these. See, it's the same with the media, right? There's certain channels out there. They want to show you, they're just showing you what they want to show you. The only way you can judge any of these shows, right? And I've learned this very quickly, is watch them yourself. And if you don't like it, then obviously don't watch anymore. But don't be relying on YouTubers like myself, even when I talk. Go and watch these stories for yourself, because we all have different tastes. And I think that's what's happening. I think a lot of people are waiting for all these YouTubers to come out and do a video, and then they decide not to watch the show. Watch it for yourselves. When did everybody become sheep? You know? Go and watch. If you don't like the first episode, then go and watch your streamer, see what they have to say about, and then that'll make you decide whether you decide to go on with the show or not.
To be fair, I think a lot of people have kind of given these things a fair crack of the whip. But hear me out. They've been burnt with the sequel trilogy.
Yeah, I agree, and I'm not dismissing that they haven't been.
They've been burnt by Disney's behavior on social media.
No, I agree. I'm not dismissing all that.
A lot of people were pissed off with The Mandalorian, especially with the Gina Carano thing, whether you agree with it or not. The point is, they've given lots of opportunities for Disney to redeem themselves.
Yeah, well, hold on. You're saying that they hate Disney because of Gina Carano. They were already, and I'm sorry, right, because I have the
I'm not saying just because of that. I've just given you a bunch of other reasons.
Before the Gina Carano stuff happened, they were all piling on the Mandalorian.
Because they didn't like it. Because
hold on. That's not quite true. Because when Gina Carano was attacked,
you're going to talk over me. I'll talk over you.
Supporting the show. Then after that, they were supporting Gina Carano in the show. They were tweeting about her.
They watched it because of Gina Carano. That's the difference. And when the one person that they could relate to, because they saw something in her that they approved of, that they liked, and it was a strong female character as well. Don't forget, and she got demolished by Disney in the most horrendous way possible. But they threatened.
I'm not denying any of that. I'm not denying none of that. But
when they go
don't kid yourself that these fans were just. No, we're behind the Mandalorian when they were bashing it.
Irrelevant.
And it was only after. No,
irrelevant. No, it's not.
It's irrelevant because it shows how easy
people have a right. Stop. People have a right to react in any way that they want, and the fact that Disney has behaved repeatedly,
I'm not denying any of that. You're missing the whole point.
Why would you want to support something where they clearly hate
the audience that they've got after the events? But they were. That's the hypocritical nature. And these were the very same people that were telling people to cancel Disney Plus. How were they watching it?
But then you criticise them for not watching Boba Fett.
I'm just saying that people should watch.
Stop talking.
I am just saying that people should watch shows for themselves. That's all I've said.
And then they got gaslit by fucking Disney, right? They got basically told that they're deplorables, and you're criticizing them for watching it and then not being happy with what happened with Gina Carano, what happened before Gina Carano, what happened with the sequel, etc. How many more times do you need something to happen for people to be turned off? And then you're criticizing them for not wanting to watch Boba Fett and saying that they should watch it, even though they've already made it clear
I haven't said
that they don't want to watch it.
I haven't said. What I've said is, what I have said is that people shouldn't be listening to YouTubers to determine whether they're going to watch a TV show or a movie, right? Simple as that. You go and watch these things for yourself. And if you don't like the first episode, then you have every right not to watch that show. I'm not saying that people should watch Boba Fett, right? What I'm saying is if they're relying on a YouTuber out there that has a skewed opinion because
Someone
of
they
all of those.
trust
No, but
who
hold on.
shares
But
their
but hold on,
views.
they still have a skewed opinion because of
Who
what's
doesn't?
happened. And rightly so. I'm not denying that. But that's why I'm saying that people out there should watch these things for themselves, because they mightn't have the same opinions. They might enjoy the first episode and then decide to watch the second. Or it might go the way that they watch the first episode, think this is a pile of crap, and doesn't watch it. It's the same with movies as well. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I think that's what we've been for the last year and a half. I've noticed that this trend is happening, that people are waiting for people to, and yes, fair
Yeah,
enough,
and
you're
we
right.
did that with
They
Flux.
what?
We did that with Flux, right?
I know we
I
did.
agreed to sit
Oh,
down
you're
and watch
wrong,
it.
but
And
okay,
what happened? I was right from the start anyway. And we knew that was, I knew.
Look at
knew it.
everybody kind
People
of knew, but we
know
were willing to give it. But
intrinsically.
we all kind of knew, but we were willing to give it the benefit of the doubt.
I wasn't willing. It's
Right,
not,
well,
it's
you
not
weren't,
too far.
but you made it clear that, and that's
May
fair
I
enough.
say something? I think the stream is not enjoying a Rami.
Yeah, let's move on to what we're
Right,
here
let's
for.
go. Right, okay, Cobra Kai. Yeah, he's right.
But before we
well,
even
listen,
get,
there's nothing wrong with a nice, healthy debate, right? I don't
That's
necessarily agree with Lee, and he doesn't necessarily agree with me. But at the end of the day, we're friends here, and I have me strong opinions just like he does.
We are both very, very
passionate, and we don't. Yeah, exactly. So listen, it doesn't matter. Back to what we're here for. So,
but can I please interject with
go for it?
A moment of William Hartnell-esque control. Just as I thought, nothing has happened. Nothing. What are bridges for? Crossing. So stop dilly-dallying and cross it. Yes.
Right. let's do this. Right. So has everybody got the episode ready on YouTube? You know what happens now, because it's your Richard, we just make sure that if you're watching it on your TV that you have the volume down low so we don't get any audio leaking through. We're actually watching the first 3 episodes. Yeah, that's what we do, and then we're discussing them while we're watching them.
Oh, is that what we're doing?
Yeah, that's it. That's what we're doing. So the first 2 episodes are on YouTube. So you can watch the first 2.
Is it not all on?
Well, it's on Netflix as well. If you have Netflix handy there, get your Netflix on. If everybody, while he's doing that, if everybody in the chat is ready, please press 1. Let us know that you have your YouTube or wherever you're watching it ready to go.
But may I say, one day I shall come back. Yes, one day.
One day. Very, very good, sir. Very good.
Yeah, well, it will come back. Don't worry. We'll get the show back. It'll be for everybody, though. Truly, I do believe that. Look, he did it in 2005. There's no way he can't do it again. The only thing I'm really worried about is, here's the thing that I'm worried about. While we're waiting on Richard and everybody else in the chat has pressed 1, so we'll just wait on Richard. But I'll make it brief. The only thing that I'm worried about now is there is a trend in Hollywood to kind of do the nostalgia thing. Now, while they got it right with Ghostbusters Afterlife and Cobra Kai and stuff like that, they've also got it wrong, right, with the Matrix Resurrection movie, right? So this is what I'm afraid of. I don't want RTD to kind of do the whole nostalgia thing because it's not always a good thing. Sometimes they can get it right, which we spoke about, but there are times where they can get it wrong. And, he could put little bits here and there in it, but I don't want this whole era of his to be a nostalgia trip. You know what I mean? I want to see new things. I want to see new villains and aliens introduced, so we don't have to keep going back to the classics. You know, and I think Lee would agree with me here. I think it's about time, you know, because under Chris Chibnall they were rubbish. But I think Lee would be in agreement with me. I'm sick of seeing some of the old monsters now. While obviously we know the Sea Devils are returning, and that will be a nice little nostalgia trip for everybody that's a fan of the Sea Devils, but we're dreading the actual story that they're in. But you know, I think it's time that we move away from that, and for the next few years, just introduce new villains and try introduce villains that are just as badass as the Daleks. You know, yeah, or villains that are just as evil as the Daleks. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I want to say. Are you ready to go, Richard?
I am ready to go. I'm going to watch Cobra Kai episodes 1, 2, and 3. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, what we're going to do is at the start of each episode, Lee is going to do a countdown, so we're all in sync. So he'll tell you to press play, and then we all press play at the same time. Everybody in the chat is ready now as well. So, Lee, without further ado, mate, do the countdown and let's get this show on the road.
Righto. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hey!
YouTube original. Who would have thought that YouTube would actually create something as good as this? And I know it went to Netflix pretty quick, but you have to hand it to YouTube, you know?
Very good. Yeah.
Look at
someone made a lot of money.
Hey guys, look at Elizabeth's shoe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, Lee, but she was hot.
Hey?
I'm saying sorry, Lee, but she was hot back in the day.
Well, don't need to apologize to me.
I do love this fight.
Because I was out today with a couple of my friends, and like, you know, I had to say, well, I thought I was part of a group or whatever. And back in the 80s, things were not so tolerant.
Well, that's true. I remember.
I love this saying, sweep the leg. I love the way they do this as well, that they go back to scenes of the past movies.
It all ties in very
does,
well.
Doesn't it? And it's a very emotionally charged series as well, I have to say. They've got a spot on. They do have a spot on. And it is great to see the two leads back doing stuff, because, you know, now they can obviously add to the legacy of the movies, which is great. But I do love this scene. I've always loved this scene. Right, here's the controversial question. Was it an illegal kick, and should he have won the fight? That's always been the question.
No.
Now, Johnny will say it was an illegal kick. But if it was, the referee at the time obviously would have blown, would have said disqualification or point to Lawrence, which would have meant he would have won the fight. So
Johnny Lawrence is like the king of the whole situation here. Without Johnny Lawrence, there is no show. And
that's why I hate people criticizing, because some of the articles I've read, they don't like the way Johnny Lawrence's character is portrayed here. But like, you kind of knew after that loss in the movie, you didn't really have to watch this show to know that that guy probably did go off the rails. And that's exactly what happened. He just couldn't deal with the fact that he lost. And then his sensei, obviously in the movie, we seen it, turned on him. And
humiliated, you know.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So, and his girl was...
He lost to the most overrated fucking person in the world.
Well, it's like someone made a meme about it. It's like, you know, this guy like trains his entire life, and then his kid does like a weekend crash course.
I know, but back in those days, that was the trope. Remember, we had the Rocky franchise as well, that started in the 70s. The underdog. We like an underdog story.
Very true.
Yeah. We do.
But you know what I mean? If you grew up in the 80s, you were like, Johnny Lawrence is like the cool guy I wished, or that I met in high school. And then you were like, I want to be that guy or be like that guy.
Yeah.
And
Because he dressed in black.
It's not just that he dressed in black, just the fact that he was tall and he was handsome and he had a nice haircut and all that shit. And you were like, that's the guy I wish I was at the end of or the middle of the 80s. The end of the 80s kind of moved into okay, bro, it's okay. And the miserable stuff, you know.
There's Miguel.
With
Do you know what I love about? Do you know what I love about these characters? Right. So there's Hawk, Miguel. You get introduced to Dimitri and all the other characters, right?
Yeah.
What I love about this show is that like 1 week these characters can be complete assholes, and then maybe in the very same episode or a week later, you're loving I love how these characters are like onions. They've got layers to them. They're not these perfect characters. They do have their flaws.
Yes, no.
You know? And
I love the fact that 1 week to another, you can root for each one of them.
yeah, exactly. Even the bad, that's the thing. Even the bad guys, this is what's great about this show. And, you know, I remember people saying, oh, Daniel's a bit of an asshole in this, right? And I was kind of, but of course he's an asshole. He always was an asshole. Even in the movies, he was a bit of an asshole.
Like, I mean, like, it's
not
humanizing him as well.
Exactly. Did you just miss that in the movies? Like, he was an asshole.
It's not a Mary Sue, like...
Exactly.
Like the
New Boy Johnny in the movie that there was something going on behind the scenes that we didn't actually see, but we knew that there was something going on with Johnny, you know, at home. Like, that was obvious. And then we get to kind of see it in this show and kind of see things. And you're kind of like, now I can understand why Johnny was doing the things he was doing. You know, it's brilliant. But look, it doesn't take away from Johnny's character. It doesn't take away from Daniel. If you're a Karate Kid fan and you love Daniel Russo, you're still going to love him, right? It's just that he's like everybody. He's a flawed character, you know, like us all. And he does have those.
And look at that. He's got his ex-wife,
yeah,
who he kind of hates at the same time, but still kind of is hot. And the other thing is like, have you guys seen a Hot Tub Time Machine?
Yeah, I've seen that movie. Yeah,
right. Well,
yeah.
You remember the scene where the bald dude and the black dude are playing pool with everybody else, and they're making the "I know the future" dude situation. Do you remember that?
Yeah, just barely. Yeah, I haven't seen that bleed movie since it was out.
Anyway, William Zabka and the girl who is allegedly married to William Zabka or ex-wife of William Zabka in this show, they are the two who are the couple or the power couple in that movie. And that's the whole bit where the kids I'm going to throw the football and then the squirrel grabs it. It's that scene.
All right.
Those are the same people. And it's William Zabka, Johnny Lawrence, and the ex-wife in the show who are apparently together. And by the way, she looks incredibly lovely in that film. Sorry, people who don't like the fact that attractive women are attractive. I apologize. Is that okay, Lee?
See, this is why I think a lot of the articles as well that I've seen about this that are written by women are very bitter. Because when you look at their pictures, you know, you can tell that these women, you know, they're part of this feminist movement and stuff like this. But all the women in Cobra Kai, you know, and as I said, the girls in this, they're all strong female characters, but they don't take away from the male characters. The male characters are still their macho characters, but this show shows that women can kick ass too. And I mean, look, at the end of the day, you know, you do have the next Karate Kid with Hilary Swank. That was a movie, whether you liked it or not. You know, they showed the Karate Kid franchise showed that women can kick ass. So, you know, as I said, every balance is everything, and I think to get the balance right. But this is this scene coming up now, guys. This
Like, we're
is
all
when I
getting-
knew this is when I knew the show was actually truly back.
Yes,
Because
yes, I agree.
this is the saying now. This gave me goosebumps. Every fight in this, by the way, gives me goosebumps. Some of the fights in the locations are absolutely ridiculous where they happen, but I don't give a shit. The fight sequences are brilliant, and there is a moment of satisfaction for me when Dimitri finally stands up for himself, because you will see poor Dimitri. We like Dimitri.
Yeah, and they pick on that kid, and it's fucking rough. Oh Jesus,
Yeah.
hammer him, you know. And Johnny
Uh,
Lawrence is not going to do it, and then he eventually decides, "Fuck this, I'm doing it."
Yeah, it's especially after they hit his car, and then he tells them to leave the car, and then your man pushes him. And then when I seen his face, I knew he was going to do something. I didn't think he was going to do what he was going to do, but I knew something was going to happen. But I have to say, the sequence coming up is brilliant.
Yeah, and they shit over that kid because
Yeah.
not like
Oh, I
them.
know what that's like. I know what that's like.
We all know.
It's not nice. It's not nice at all, I have to say, because it was never one on one. It
Smack
was
that
always
kid around, and then
one big mouth, and then his mates backing him up. So you never really stood a chance. But this
here
is
it
just
goes. Here
brilliant.
it goes. This is beautiful.
This is brilliant. Right, someone's audio's coming through. So
I'll shut it off. It's okay. And yeah, and then he does it. He does it.
here we go. Here we go. Here we go. The music and all, the tone of the music changes.
Woof.
Bang!
Whoa!
Then the music pops
Yeah.
in. Everything about this is just, here we go. Go on, Johnny. And you are rooting for Johnny
Come
here.
on, Johnny.
See, this is the thing. When we
Oh.
last seen Johnny, he was an asshole in the films. All of a sudden, everybody is rooting for him here. Like, go on, Johnny, kick their ass.
Do you know what
Yeah.
that is? That's called writing.
Character development as well is brilliant, man. Oh my god. And Miguel's face watching him kick ass is just,
Come on, come on. Yeah, that's how he does it. That's brilliant.
is that all you got, ladies? He won't give up, look. I love when he gets his comeuppance. Oh, go on, Johnny. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's so funny because beforehand we were not meant to like this guy, and now we do.
Oh,
It's beautiful. Back
Brilliant.
in the valley.
absolutely brilliant. What an opener.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I mean. And then when he comes to the realization what he wants to do as well, that's a great moment. Even though you're kind of like, oh, Cobra Kai, I don't know about this, but that's what I mean. It's good because you're rooting for Johnny in the first episode, and then obviously we get to the second episode, and then we see what a kind of a dick Daniel can be and stuff. And that's the thing, though. Like, if you missed that in the movies, like he was a dick in all three. I think people have forgotten that, because they're so protective, or maybe these journalists are just, as I said, haven't watched the original trilogy and are just clueless about what they're actually talking about. He doesn't do karate anymore. A dojo. Dojo.
No, it's beautiful. I mean,
It
in fact,
is.
everybody always tries to. Sorry, no, please.
No, go on. Go ahead.
No, it's like, you know, the way that everyone talks about diversity, right? Diversity is cool. I love diversity. But the thing is, initially, Johnny Lawrence comes across as one of these middle of the road, semi-racially unhappy dudes who doesn't like immigrant people or families from non-white groups. And then they show, oh, he interacts with people who are not quite like him. And then he's like, I connect with these kids. I connect with these people.
Yeah, it goes through a journey of development, you know.
He does. He does. I mean, this scene here is cringy. Like, you know, when he's talking about his mother, like you can tell that this outfit right off the bat is an asshole, and then it clicks. Then, right? So that explains why Johnny was acting the way he was acting in the movies, I should say. But you know, now you can understand it. This fella was a bully.
Yeah, he was a bully, and now he's an enlightened.
Even the way he talks to your woman there, you stay out of this. Like he's just, you can tell that this guy is just grade A asshole.
Yeah, right old curmudgeon. You know.
But he's been living mentally in 1982.
Yeah, and here's the thing as well that I love about this. Later on, there's a scene which I won't spoil, but right now, this bloke thinks by giving Johnny money that's his way because he promised his mother that he'd always look after Johnny. So he uses financial means to kind of look after him. And there's a scene a little bit later on. This is what I love about this show, and this is why it gets us so great. Then later on in the show, then Johnny has his moment, and it's a great moment. It is. It's just like you're like, yeah, get in, Johnny. That's it. That's how you get one over that old bastard.
To be honest, Johnny is like the guy I wish I could be if I could be drinking too much and being thin and attractive. It's very, very tough.
Oh, God.
No, it's very, very true. I mean, like, I couldn't be attractive like you and Noel because Noel's married and...
Look, he's wearing the Bruce Willis Die Hard t-shirt.
That's it. I mean, Lee is sexy in a whole bunch of ways, but that's a different story. Me? I look like... I look like what's left over of Father Christmas and nothing interesting or attractive. Sorry. That's okay, you know.
We love you nonetheless.
Yeah, I'm not showing my face because I have to go into school tomorrow and teach people. So pardon.
Oh, there's Daniel. So that's the first time we actually officially see Daniel is on the screen,
and he immediately you think, what a dick.
Yeah, that's what actually, I
mean. You think, what a flaming horrible person. Sorry, I have to.
What a sellout.
I have to.
But then, as you get to know him, then you grow to love Daniel. Like he has his flaws. Like everybody, they all have their flaws. Nobody's perfect, and that's what I like about this show. It's about time that all these characters, like, because lately, as we've seen, none of these, even if they do female lead characters now, like they're flawless. They have no flaws. I like a show that actually, highlights these flaws and explains why they have these flaws. And this is what this show does. Look, as I said, this show gets the balance right, but it's got so many different layers to it.
Elizabeth Shue turns up and she's hot. Pardon me.
She's actually brilliant in that episode because we won't discuss further because I don't really want to give spoilers just in case there's people that haven't actually watched this show yet. This is why I wanted to do these streams to kind of, say, go and watch the first episode, but make up your own mind. But I'm pretty sure Lee will agree with me. If you watch the first episode and you're a fan of the Karate Kid franchise, you will be hooked. Without a shadow of a doubt, you'll be hooked. I was.
Yeah, and it's like I wasn't, I hadn't watched Karate Kid for like years and years and years. And I went into this with vague memories of it and, like the whole painting the fence thing and all that kind of
stuff.
Yeah. And it didn't make a jot of difference.
No.
With all the flashbacks, you kind of remembered them.
Exactly.
Anyway, because it was a film from the 80s that was such a classic and you...
Cultural impact as well.
You were surprised at how many things you remembered from it.
Yeah.
And then it's... no matter how many years have passed, and you can still watch it and know who the characters are and get straight into it. And I think there's no barrier of entry to the series.
Exactly.
So I'd say to anyone, because I went into this, I haven't watched the Karate Kid in so many years. Will I get into it? It's not really my thing, sporty sort of things, really. But the characters are just so brilliantly written and performed by everyone. The whole ensemble cast is absolutely fantastic.
So look at this scene here. His sensei is turned on him now, is literally choking him out. He broke his second place trophy, and now his car's just after being rammed. Poor Johnny just can't catch a break right now, but he does have he gets his moments of glory, I have to say. And there is moments of satisfaction when Daniel is being a bit of a prick, that Johnny gets one over on him, But do you know what I love about this as well? They build up the tension between the two characters, and when you think they're gonna fight, they don't, right? And that's what I love. That's what I love about it, though. You think they're gonna fight, but they don't.
You can't get a break. You just cannot get a break.
But they draw it out, and then eventually, then there is a little bit of a confrontation, and you're saying, "All right, here we go." But they always know how much to give the audience to keep them coming back for more, and that's what I love about this show. The people working behind this, and Will Smith is one of the executive producers as well as Ralph. But you have to give it to everybody that works on this show. The love and care that's gone into this and building the characters up is just sensational. And
can you imagine the fact that you spent your whole bloody life like being a rival to somebody else?
I know.
And you have to go in and ask and beg this guy for a car.
I know. This scene is just... This scene coming up is funny, though, but at the same time, it's like, you're a prick, Daniel. Why are you? Like, you don't need... The man is obviously down and out. You've been a success, and like, you're basically rubbing it in his face right now.
This is like a school production of Grease, like, played out in real life. That's why it's so great.
It is a great show.
And he doesn't want to do it. He doesn't want to like go and speak to Daddy, but he still has to do it.
Yeah. I love when it happens then, but you could tell he's very uncomfortable being around him. And of course, it doesn't help that Daniel LaRusso's cousin is a bit of a dick as well. Doesn't help the situation.
Yeah. I love the fact that she's so very, very matter of fact about it. It's so nice.
I'll come back tomorrow. Then he just got a leg out. I'm running.
Hey, Johnny! This is a rough bit.
Johnny
hates that. I know how much he hates it.
It was nice seeing the two of them on screen together, though.
Yeah, it is. But I love the fact that they don't.
At first, you're thinking Daniel's good here, right? Like, he's at the, it's been a long time, blah, blah, blah. And then...
he drags him in. And that's the worst bit.
He's thinking, this guy ruined my life. You can see that. It's like everywhere he goes and everything that goes wrong, there's like Johnny. There's him just standing.
Daniel is just there somewhere, whether it's
staring,
the post,
showing his success all over it. It's just like the worst at the worst possible time every time.
Whether it's the poster or on the radio or on the TV, when he's at his lowest moments, this cunt pops up.
Yeah, it's like haunting his entire life.
I
kicked his face. Now he's being a dick.
Sorry, boy.
Yes, but Johnny says it was an illegal kick, and that'll always be the moment there. Look, all I'll say is, without giving that away, these two eventually are going to have it out properly. They kind of, I won't say, but they kind of skirted around it a little bit, and something did happen, but it didn't end the way I thought it was going to end. But these two will eventually come to loggerheads, and I just want to see an epic fight. And you know what? I don't care who wins. I really don't. If Johnny wins, I'll be happy with that. If Daniel wins, I'll be happy with both, because the way these characters are developed. But that showdown, that big showdown eventually, right? Without the way it happened, as you know, if you watch season 4, you know what I'm talking about. But that big showdown, proper showdown, I can't wait for that to happen. I'll be disappointed if it doesn't. But at the same time,
I don't know. I
yeah.
think if you've gotten as far as season 4 without going into too much detail, I really want to see these two guys now start working out their differences.
I know they tried.
I think it's now for them to pass the mantle, and I think that's the right way forward.
I agree. I think that's where they will go with it, because they've obviously skirted with that Jordan Series 4, and I do honestly believe that they probably will eventually, team up to take down, obviously, Cobra Kai. But the end of season 4 kind of threw that off when you seen what actually happened, which I won't give that away. So I don't know, but I do agree. I think the problem is that they're basically, even though their lives have gone different paths, unfortunately for the two of them, they're kind of identical. They kind of are the same, and I think that's what pisses each off about, because they see traits in each other that are the same, and they don't like that, Well,
it's quite interesting. You got the black and you got the white, and it's like the yin and the yang, isn't it?
Yeah.
I love it. Just throws a tree on the side.
And I love the music in the background. This is just, seriously, everybody who's worked this part just gave me goosebumps when he said this line. No, I'm gonna be your sensei. Oh, this is it. Oh yes, Putty generation. I love it. I love the way Johnny reflects like how we all think now, because that's exactly Johnny. It represents a lot of us.
Well, he represents like Generation X,
Yeah.
Like,
look at that.
All this nonsense.
Strike hard.
Doesn't understand it,
And no fucking mercy.
Where is the effing mercy?
No, I added that. Johnny's not wrong.
Have you been doing those Roddy Doyle novels, boyo?
Yep. I just love then the Cobra Kai symbol comes in right at the end. Next on Cobra Kai. Here we go.
Yeah. I love it.
Well, we don't need to watch the next. So if people want to get episode 2 ready, so we'll get episode 2 ready. Because apparently
we're keeping it going.
Yeah.
Really nice.
Well, we're gonna pause. Yeah, we're gonna pause it first. Oh, actually, the first 2 are on here, and then I have to go to me.
So do we pause or do we keep talking?
Pause it for now, because we have to let everybody get ready. Because just in case they're watching it on some other platform, we give them just a couple of seconds. When everybody in the chat is ready, you know what to do. Press 1, and then we know to start again. Do us a favor though, don't give any spoilers away in the chat, just in case anybody hasn't seen season 2, 3, and 4. Just kind of keep the spoilers to this season, or the first 3 episodes that we're doing. Try not. That's why I'm being vague. Yeah.
Sorry, can I say thank you so much for letting me be part of this? I love it, and as a long-time fan of this channel and Doctor Who and everything else, I think I'm finding my place. I am so pleased about it. I love it. And thank you so much to you and Lee, because you guys can keep shouting as much as you like, but I'm still here and here.
Well, that wasn't the introduction that we wanted you to have on the channel,
poor guy
but
doesn't
you
get a
know,
word in.
but that's
Like,
the thing.
I'm
That's
talking
what
about
me and
myself.
Lee are like. We're just very opinionated, and you
I'm
know,
right.
our
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah.
Our problem is CC did it there. See, Lee won't back down, and I won't back down either. So this is what will keep this going, because he doesn't know when to just, you know,
Well,
bygones be bygones. Isn't that right, Lee?
Fuck off.
Yes,
Yeah.
but I think both of you should understand one thing or two things. One, I'm a teacher, and apparently I have to be intelligent. And the second thing is, in that situation, I need both of you to kind of calm down occasionally so I can say something. But I am not one of those teachers who features on Libs of TikTok. If that's okay.
Oh yeah, those teachers. Let's not talk about them. I reckon we should get into the second episode anyway, because those teachers
Yes,
are the
let's
teachers.
do that because I love you boys and I love everyone who's part of this channel, and we will get back to Doctor Who eventually.
Exactly. Right, Lee. You know what to do, mate.
Righto, everyone. Cobra Kai episode 2, strike first.
Yes.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hey!
I love the way he's added that to it. So, well done, Lee.
You're welcome.
I love the fact that Danny DeRusso has a really, really hot wife and has the best fucking life ever, but not the best fucking life ever because Johnny's coming back.
Here's the thing, like, I'm glad he's made it because he didn't have it easy himself, right? Because we seen where he came from, right? So the fact that he has the perfect wife, the perfect kids, and the perfect life, so he thinks, right?
His wife is kind of, I mean, she's got flaws, but she's very supportive and very, very patient, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But the kids are spoilt brats, like there's no choice about.
Yeah,
that's true. Well. The son is a spoiled brat.
Well, he
the
is,
son
but
is.
so is the daughter. You know,
Sam has our flaws.
point.
Yeah, Sam does have our flaws, and someone said it in the chat just there a few minutes ago that some of the drama that does end up happening is directly her fault, which is true. But the thing about it is that Daniel thinks he has this perfect life, and then all of a sudden he sees this Cobra Kai,
and then his fear kicks in.
Then he starts unraveling because it brings back the memories that he had back when he was a child, and I think that humbles him. I think this is what I said. This is why I love this show, because literally we looked at him now. This is the second episode, and already we're saying he's a bit of a dick, like he was in the movies. But as it goes on, you can kind of understand his point of view. He does things in this episode that I think it is this episode or the next couple of episodes that I'm not happy about, right? But when it doesn't quite work out for him, and Johnny kind of gets the W, the victory, we might as well say, it's great, but it humbles him. Then he knows, then he has to change his tactic, and then he goes to the one thing that has brought balance to his life. And that's Miyagi-Do. And, I love the character development. Listen, I could talk about this fucking for hours, man. I love this show.
You're doing pretty good. Oh, and Chris Persia says, I'll have you know, Lee trained 10 years in the dojo for that height, to get that height. Just right. See, he knows. See,
Well, you weren't the only one that was in the dojo, because I told the story last night. When that movie... when I watched that movie, the area that we lived in, they were actually doing karate lessons, and because of that movie, I actually did karate for 3 years, and then all of a sudden, out of pure stupidity, I decided to leave and take up boxing instead. That lasted 2 weeks. Boxing is a completely different animal altogether. Karate is more technical and stuff, but boxing, oh my God, the first sparring session I had, I was like, I probably shouldn't have left karate, but I stuck it out for the 2 weeks. But after the second week of being constantly beat on, because basically training, I was like, no, my body is not going to be able to hack boxing. But I was so bruised and beat up that I decided not to. I just decided to drink
Yeah, I don't understand it.
and chase women back in the day. So
So who's this
yeah.
dude that comes up with the glasses and the guitar and what? No, he doesn't have a guitar, but he's got the glasses and the fat belly like me. So what the fuck is he doing? Oh, he's
Don't you have? Oh, this is the health inspector, because remember, he's just set up the dojo, so he has to make sure that the place is up to standard. So that's what he's here for. But I love the part where he looks at the symbol and he gets it wrong, and Johnny corrects him, goes, "It's a cobra," Oh, cool name, and it is a badass name for a dojo, I have to say. I'm not too sure about the new name, which I won't
It's
spoil
just
for anybody.
illegal.
See, so he's just there, Richard, to see if the place is up to code. That's it. So I have to do all this crap.
Do you know, when you see this stuff, you think, Jesus Christ, I'm really happy I don't live in America. You know what I mean?
Yeah, my wife, as you know, is American. It can be a pain in the ass. All of these regulations, but you have to be up to code. If you're not up to code, like these buildings, like going for, like you're the one that's liable, so you're better off, even though it is a pain in the ass to get it done.
No. What part of America is it right?
St. Louis.
Well, I actually have someone who I'm kind of emotionally attached to. Comes from Chicago. Well, I love her. I'm sorry. I can't complain. It was
Is this the same kid, like?
Yeah, it's the same kid.
4?
Yeah, it's the same
really?
kid.
Like,
so what's happened is over the summer.
Yeah, his face is. Yeah. I mean, he put on you a lot of weight, but like puberty came on fucking hard, didn't it? It's like one minute.
Well, you know what? Probably being in this show, and he probably seen himself on the show, and he probably wasn't, because that can happen. And he probably decided, because he's on a show like this that is physical, maybe, we haven't seen, maybe next season particularly, you might see more of the son.
Oh, he's definitely going to grow up to be like kicking ass.
Well, definitely after the way he's gone on in Series 4, being vague, obviously, I think we're going to see a lot more of him, yeah. So maybe, he's been in training and stuff. Because remember, even though they have stunt doubles doing some of the moves, they're doing a lot of the stuff themselves as well. It's just the more physical stuff and the,
And that big girl there, like, I mean, you immediately go to the thinking, this is like the woke insert, but I really like her character. And
her character is badass. Listen, she's brilliant.
Missing from Series 5. She did make a cameo, but
yeah, but I reckon she's gonna come back I reckon she's gonna come back because I think something big. We already know something big is gonna happen for Series 5. Like there's loads of people doing rumor videos, and I'm kind of tempted to go and watch them. But the best thing about this is that I haven't watched any of that stuff, and I've just went into the show with no expectations, and I think that's the best way, probably. And if I go in and start looking at these rumors, then obviously the expectations.
No. What we saw at the end of Series 5 or in Series 4 was the fact that the fight that the girls won was paid for by Mr. Silver. So now we have to wait and see, is she going to reveal that or is she not going to reveal that? The girl, Peyton List, who used to be in the Disney show Jessie. You know who I mean?
No, I've never watched. I don't watch shows like
Well,
that.
okay, but anyway,
This is the first thing I've seen her in actually, and she's a great actress. She has a decent storyline in this as well, and she doesn't have it easy either. So
she's
you know,
done brilliant in that show. But anyway, she's the girl who can reveal everything because Mr. Silver paid for her victory. So now we have to wait and see what's going to happen. There's too many of these young, attractive people doing dancing and things. It makes me feel uncomfortable. I don't like this. Jesus Christ, I feel lost. What is it about Americans with these red cups?
I know. It's like, is that the only thing they sell cup wise?
I love the fact that Miguel didn't know who Guns N' Roses was, and then the next time he meets Johnny, then he's able to tell him about bands that he listened to and stuff. It's great.
Nah, I'm with Lee. This is embarrassing. And then Danny DeRusso turns up with that girl and blah blah blah. You know.
Yeah, but that's what American teenagers do. I mean, you know, that's their way. They like having their college parties and stuff like that. It happens.
I thought all this stuff was over and done with in the 80s with Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
I don't know. American kids still do this. The spring break is still a huge thing for them as well. But this is a typical reaction from a father who's just walked in on his daughter having a pool party. Like,
jeez, oh, hey Danny, chill, man. You know,
they're wearing his fucking bathing suits. Like,
I've got to say, I really like Danny's wife. Danny's wife is nice.
yeah, but she's the voice of reason in this. And by the way, again, you think she's the voice of reason, but then in the later series, which again I'm not going to spoil out, and she makes mistakes as well. You know, she's not flawless. She has her
She
flaws.
does things for the right reasons, but
exactly. But they don't.
She doesn't think about the consequences of those.
Exactly.
That dude looks like me in a bad way. I'm sorry. In fact, he's more attractive than I am. So pardon.
Why do you keep apologizing to me?
Well,
I'm fine. She is very attractive, I have to say.
I wonder if the wife is gonna, because like she's obviously trained with Daniel as well. I wonder if later on we might see her actually, you know, kick ass.
I don't know. I don't think it's necessarily everyone needs to.
No, I agree, but but you'd understand it because that's what that family is kind of based its life around. This whole Miyagi-Do.
Well, I think she's
mythology.
Tolerated it. I don't think she's necessarily engaged in it. You know, she just, that's what he's into. That's
well,
what
not at first, you are right, but then when the coin does actually flip then, and then she's actually on board with it, if you remember. Like, she does become on board with it.
Yeah, but you know, I mean, she does.
She knows it's a necessary evil.
Not with enthusiasm, you know.
Yeah, it's a necessary evil. She knows deep down. You're right.
It's what makes him him.
Yeah. So, but I do love these scenes where it shows them training.
I've got to say, like, see the blonde girl who ends up being with Dimitri. I cannot say I think that is realistic at all. And the fact also that Dimitri is a fan of the female Doctor Who, he needs to be smashed in the head. Negan style.
I get what you're saying about their relationship, but even when she was ribbing him back in the day, you could tell. Look at girls do stuff like that to geeky boys, but deep down they probably do fancy them. So on one hand, yeah, it is a little tiny bit far fetched, but it's not. It's not beyond the realms of possibility.
No, what we need is some. I want you on your knees, Negan style shit show. That's what we need. Sorry, I'm just enjoying the fact that I'm on a live stream and being silly. Honestly, guys, are you Walking Dead fans?
Oh, not for a long time now. The show is pretty much Walking Dead as it is, you know.
Yeah, but were you fans on the day that Negan turned up?
Yeah. Then it went downhill.
On that day that he just came out with the baseball bat, I was like, I am in love. That was my thing on that day. It makes me a gigantic sadomasochist, but I don't care. I am not a violent man, but I tell you what, the boy with the funny lip and it's hot and Dimitri, those guys, I love those guys. They're so good. They are like the guys that we all want to have in our lives and that we grew up with. I remember in 1991 to 1995, I sat with a boy. His name is Ray. And he and I became big fans of Batman, and we wanted to be Batman writers. It was so cool. That's the best of the best.
I love these two.
Yeah. And I love the fact that you guys are both gigantic understanders of this stuff.
Yeah.
I am not going to swear. I have to be nice about this because I'm a school teacher. Pardon me. But this is really, really great. And, you know, like the whole thing of like the blonde girl with the I'm the popular one and all that stuff. It's so cool. It's so funny. And the fact, look at this. It's like an episode. Sorry, it's like a continuation of Mean Girls.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that the dumpy, ugly girl who's friends with the LaRusso girl has been treated like crap too, and they get together, and it's so beautiful. It's like our days when. Do you remember those days when David Tennant was popular, and we said we were Doctor Who fans? Everybody was like, "Yeah, we're on your team." For 15 minutes. That's embarrassing, isn't it?
I killed both of you just scared to spit in my face.
No, but guys, it was like finally we were accepted. And now we're just the extras again. It's like turning up and hearing the theme tune to what's it called? Either It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia or what's it? The other tune. Curb Your Enthusiasm. Pardon me. But I love the fact that, I mean, if you watch the original show, right, Miguel would have been someone that Johnny could never have liked because he was an immigrant family kid, right? But then we get the truth of Johnny finds kinship in someone, and that's good writing. That's the beauty of it. You'll never get that with the modern day writers because most of them are idiots.
Sadly, it seems to be an art that's losing kudos. I don't know. It's just like it's an ability that seems to be running out. It's something. It's like running out faster than petroleum.
Of course, Lee, how can we not live in a world where intelligence and great writing is what we need?
Mm.
The world now is full of morons who cannot write and cannot read. As Frank Zappa said, the modern critique of music is written by people who cannot write and read by people who cannot read.
We are talking about a man who wrote a song called Catholic Girls, which I love.
Yes, I understand. However,
no, Frank Zappa, amazing. But like, I think the problem is you get a bunch of people who get to where they are because of connections, not because of talent. And then when you get mediocre people reaching positions of power and influence, they hire people who are less capable than them because they don't want to be shown up because their ego is so fragile. So then you just get a culture of perpetually lesser ability because you've got more and more people rising to the top who are effectively sociopaths, right? Who use their beguiling charms to win people over, or they got influence because of who they know, but they don't have the talent. As I said, because they don't have the talent, they don't want to be shown up. So, you know, progressively you get worse and worse writers because people keep hiring people worse than them.
I totally agree with you.
There's nothing Hollywood hates more than talented people because it will embarrass them.
Well, the thing is, like, Hollywood, once upon a time, revered and loved talented people.
Yeah.
But now they just want something that's by the numbers and let's
safe.
Repeat.
But it's not safe anymore because now it's all about the message, and it's like, well, the message isn't going to make you money, you know.
It's about the message.
The message. Thanks, Critical Drinker.
Sorry, as a Scottish person, I'm going to say it the way the Critical Drinker says.
The message.
I love the Critical Drinker. He's
fantastic. Look, if anyone deserved 1 million followers, right, it's him. I was lucky enough, like when Noel and I were on. I think Noel was there, weren't you? Like we were on Bowles Trek's stream, and he came on. It was really good.
Well, he's actually a guy who, in some ways, I love this guy. But in some ways, I have two complaints. One, he always pisses over small Scottish towns, and I live in a small Scottish town, so I'm not happy about that.
Well, all Scots do that, though, don't they? They piss on one town, and it's the same in the south. You know, like with the north of England. You know, it's always tribalism.
I think it's not right because I think an awful lot of Scottish people basically go like basically Scotland is a shit show if it's not as English as England. But
I think he does it tongue in cheek, though. I don't think it means, you know.
Yeah, I've said to him a couple of times, man, don't do that. Please don't do that. It's not nice. But apart from that, I get the joke. It's okay. And I'm happy with enjoying that.
Well, if we can't laugh at ourselves, who can we laugh at? You know, I think that's a peculiarly British thing, and I'd say British in the loosest term, you know, including all the nations of Britain. But like, I think we are very good at self-deprecation, you know, and I think that's why that's why we're so good at comedy in this country, because we can laugh at ourselves first, and if we can do that.
We're not anymore.
No, I don't think so. I think these woke morals on Twitter would lead you to believe that, and people at the BBC would lead you to believe that. But I don't think that can be erased culturally because it's so ingrained in our psyche. It's in our DNA. You know, Faulty Towers didn't become an international success by accident. You know, and that no matter how much they try and erase all that kind of stuff, it's hardwired into us. You know.
I'll tell you, it's very interesting. As I say, I lived in Slovakia for 10 years.
No, you must need a sense of humor for that, sure.
No, not at all. And my best friend over there, his sister married a guy from London, and to be honest, it's a bad decision because things have gone back and forward. But what has happened in the meantime is the fact that basically he developed an awareness of only fools and horses.
This scene's brilliant.
And he has developed the fact that he could laugh at jokes like the fact that Dell and Rodney were trying to write a horror movie. There's a rhino loose in the city. Right? And he's like, okay, why is the rhino loose in the city? He says, because it only comes out at night. Okay. And he's right this way. It's a vampire rhino. Like stupid garbage. And he's like, so why does the rhino kill people? Because it's been let out of the zoo. Stupid crap. But it's so funny because it's so ridiculous.
It's ridiculous, but so true. I mean,
yeah, but that's
plain and simple, you know.
That's
I like reductive humor where it's so plain, but because it's so painfully true, you can't help but.
Yeah, at the same time that I love the humor of Monty Python.
Oh yeah, I've been watching a lot of that again recently. I love Monty Python. I grew up with Monty Python.
When I'm teaching kids and they're trying to go and complain, I said, this sounds like the Spanish Inquisition. No one expects the Spanish Inquisition.
Right.
We should get back to Cobra Kai.
Yeah, please. Right. So, episode 3, unfortunately, unless you have YouTube Premium, is not available on
Netflix.
YouTube now. So if you've got Netflix, you have to switch over right now. So I'll give everybody a couple more minutes just to get the 3rd episode ready because I have to get it ready.
Isn't it fucking cool the fact that Miguel has the hot mother and the really, really cool grandmother? I love
the grandmother's great.
The grandmother is brilliant in it, even though you don't. She doesn't speak much English, but when she's at that, she's at the tournament. She's just brilliant.
She's so saucy. I love it.
Yeah, she's brilliant. I like her. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing with grannies, though, isn't it? Like the parents are generally more conservative and reserved and a bit more uptight. But grandparents are just like, a bit more punk and rock and roll.
Yeah, they've been
actually a lot more liberal-minded, well.
They've been through it as well. Like,
exactly.
So,
you reach a certain age, I think you just either you don't give a shit anymore or you just kind of see life as more comical, not to be taken too seriously, especially yourself.
Yeah, but you know what the best thing about the whole thing with Johnny and Miguel is? In the modern day, we're all supposed to think everyone has to have these diversity boxes. Well, do you know what? Johnny and Miguel is diversity on steroids. That's what we want. We want the fact that Johnny is the teacher to a young boy who needs the support, and then we learn that Johnny's mum and Johnny's mum's grandmother, they're part of that whole situation, and we move on and we go, you know what? All those or any bigoted opinions die. They die right away. That's the beauty of Cobra Kai. And that's why people in the modern day just don't get it. And that's why I'm so angry when idiots come along and say, it's not representing the thing that I want it to represent. Well, in the words of the people who have been running media, it wasn't made for you, so make something and piss off. Sorry, guys, that's my opinion.
It's grand, it's cool. If everybody in the chat could please press 1, that would be brilliant. We got the last episode now to do, so let's get it on like Donkey Kong.
Okay.
Just wait until we see a few
Yeah,
ones.
let's see some ones. Yeah, that's a good idea.
So if everybody in the chat
listen,
could press 1.
We must fight together for our love of Doctor Who so much. It's true.
Well, we don't need to fight anymore. The decision is being made. That's the thing. You know, some fans are still in fighting mode. There's nothing to fight. Chris Chibnall and Jodie Whittaker are out on their ear, and they're being replaced by the original showrunner that brought it back in 2005. So, you know, that's the thing. There is no fight. They've already lost. They might have won little battles along the way, but they lost. RTD is coming back. This era will eventually. People will speak the truth on this era. It's only a matter of time. Media have already started to turn on Chris Chibnall and the era until he did the Tasman thing. But wait and you see, a couple of years from now, this will be given a proper review, no matter what side of the argument you're on. And fans will come to realise just how bad this era was. RTD coming back will already show it up anyway. Or already expect his ratings to be much higher.
Listen, before we get to that, no. My word, these girls are pretty in their young age. And they're very aggressive with what they do.
Well, you know, they're, you know, I mean, look, it's Hollywood, right? They're not going to cast ugly people for lead roles.
Let's get with it anyway.
I want to be cast as an ugly person.
Right, let's get this.
I did not swear. I was like, how can they not support my ugliness? I feel so let down.
Oh well.
Right.
That's Hollywood.
I'm so bloody sorry. I want more of this. I want more of the big eyes, and I want more of the whole Goonies thing going on.
And with that said, Lee.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hey!
We are off.
What do you mean you're off?
Netflix logo.
I said, and we are off.
December 1984. All Valley Under 18 Karate Tournament. No, silly me, I've got the wrong episode.
You do. We're on episode 3, my pal.
What?
Right, we're 30 seconds in.
Gotcha.
So when you need an intro...
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Okay.
Doopy-doo.
Right, guys, you guys in the chat that are still watching and listening, do us a favour. We're obviously on the 3rd episode, and if you've watched the first 2, while you are watching the 3rd one, if you would like to tell us and give us your rating for each episode, that'll be absolutely fantastic, and we'll get the panel's opinions and ratings after this last story. I have to say the costume that his grandmother and his mother knit for him is absolutely ridiculous.
It's interesting he enjoys the whole thing.
Yeah, even though the costume's ridiculous, he's very grateful that he's He knows it's probably the worst thing he's ever put on, but he appreciates it. Because, kids, that's the one thing we did as kids. We appreciated everything that was given to us because we weren't spoiled little brats. And that's what I like about Miguel. He's not a spoiled little brat.
Jesus. Johnny Lawrence is drinking too much, and Miguel is unhappy with that. So fair enough. He's telling him, let's do Cobra Kai. Let's build it up. Fair play. On he goes.
In fairness, though, Daniel was right. That's the thing about it. At first, you think he's just being this overprotective father, but his instincts were spot on.
Yeah, fair play. Yeah, but Danny DeRusso is a bit unrealistic, in my opinion. Pardon me. He's trying very, very hard.
Yeah, but he is. That's what I mean. Like, he is. You can tell that he is worried, but at the same time, he doesn't want to interfere. But obviously, it does get the better of him eventually, which I don't blame him. But he is trying very hard to give her space. But his father instincts are just kicking in.
He's like that moment in School Reunion where the Doctor realizes he is back to Sarah Jane. That's who he is. And Jesus Christ, Johnny Lawrence, what the fuck are you doing? You're being incredibly rude to that kid.
I love the way they all laugh at her here, though, because you literally have someone in schools all over the world who literally goes around preaching this crap to the kids, and even the kids themselves are laughing at it. See, this is what I like. They're including it, but at the same time, while they're putting it in, they're showing that there is a side that don't agree with all of this and laugh it off as a big joke, and that's what happens. But this is how we learn and we move on. This show is great, but this girl, you feel sorry for her, but then she becomes badass. This is what I just love about this show, man. Any character is capable of being better than what they are if they just believe in themselves, and I think that's what this show does quite well as well. There'll be a lot of kids watching this show who probably don't have the confidence in themselves, and then watch a show like this, and it'll give them a lot of confidence. I think it's great.
Well, it's basically like everyone is a hero and everyone is a villain.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so good.
Yeah. PD Rich says, watching from afar, my favourite bit is Eli training montage in Series 2. I agree.
Yeah, let's keep it going.
I love the way he goes to these two lads. Do you want to pick up those two hot chicks? Well, join a cry. And he's like, we were just thinking of going over and talking to them. Like, like, I mean, yeah, I'm just going to go over and talk to them.
Well, as the show goes on, it kind of shows all these things are possible. Yeah.
Lee's back.
Ew.
Oh, they're all showing the skeleton thing. Now that's bloody cool. And Dimitri is doing his thing. But guys, let's be honest. Dimitri supported the female Doctor Who situation.
Yeah, I felt sorry for Dimitri, though. Dimitri is one of my favourite characters in the show.
Yeah.
So when that happened to him, which we won't give away, but something happens to him which is not nice, I did.
Yeah, but the high spinning karate kick to the face is kind of okay. If it happened, I didn't say it happened. I was just saying, like, oh my, someone hit someone who is not doing the right thing. Pardon me. Good day. Good day. If that's okay.
I love the fact that Johnny doesn't know anything about advertising or anything, like proper internet advertising. And that's the thing that I love about this as well, where Johnny
the hashtags
discovers, hash browns, where he discovers where he discovers the internet for the first time, like
Facebook as well. That was cool.
Isn't the brilliance of those two characters coming together so wonderful?
Yeah, and it is such a working feature because you can't imagine that. If you look at the generation warfare going on
and the gap, you wouldn't think that this friendship would work. But again, this wouldn't work if the two.
It should be like this. It should be aspiration. It should be respectful and built on this kind of
But this really doesn't work if these two lead actors here don't have great chemistry, and they obviously do, and that's what makes this series stand out as well. That you've got the classic characters, but you've also got this new generation, but they have a connection, and
none of them are annoying. Like you don't want to punch anybody, and that, because they're annoying. There's so much chemistry on this. It's like watching a chemistry class because it is stroke of genius. And whoever was the casting director on this, they should have an award, all the awards. Like they really should. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, and the fact that Johnny's losing it is so brilliant. Oh, sorry, the fact that here it is. I love it. It's so nice. Johnny's like doing his thing, and then Danny is losing it, and Danny becomes the bad guy. I mean,
of course. Let's talk about this scene that's coming up now, because if this literally happened today, right?
Oh my god!
In the show, Johnny would be locked up for attempted murder or something. Because when I seen this, I was like, "What is Johnny doing?" There, just pushes him in. I'm like, "What the hell?"
Shit.
Fuck's sake.
By the hair as well.
He just pulls him up then. Drowning is for pussies. I just love Johnny's just brutal attitude.
I love the grabbing by his head.
But when he finally does it, it's brilliant. Like, I'm not going to help you this time. Here we go. Poor Miguel. Like Miguel goes through the ringer in this, building up to what happens. You know what I mean? But it's all necessary. I love this. But then I do love. I think it's in series too, where someone throws out the line. Oh yeah, that's the sensei that threw his student in the swimming pool. Like I was like, so they all know what he did. But this is brilliant. Here we go. Even the music's perfect.
Yeah, she should go home. It's not good. It's a bad situation.
And I think this song is by a band called Dorothy, which I love.
Nice.
Oh, and Jesus, she is not the right girl. Oh,
gotta go.
I mean, I'm looking at these girls and I'm thinking to myself, they are so young and they shouldn't be doing this because it's not good.
What scene are you on? We're on the scene with Johnny and Miguel in the dojo.
Well, I'm watching a bunch of girls dancing around.
No. This is. Are you sure you're on the right episode? Episode 3.
I think I'm watching episode 3. Actually,
We're like 13 minutes, 11 in.
it's episode 3, yes, and I'm watching 19 minutes.
No, you're way too ahead. I know. How did you manage to get that far ahead?
I
We're on
don't
13, 24, 25, 26.
Right, I'm coming back to 15, whatever the hell it is. 25.
Now they just started the club scene. Not the club scene, the Halloween.
Yeah,
scene.
the Halloween party.
Okay, so I'm watching Miguel and Johnny hit some.
There, so he's gone as Johnny's old costume. He's talking to Dimitri and Hawk now.
That's it. He's going to go with the skeleton thing. Yeah. Well, I'm going to enjoy some more of the romantics with Talking in Your Sleep. What a great tune. You guys don't know that tune, do you? When you close your eyes and you go to sleep. When you're talking in your sleep. You know that tune, yeah? No? Sorry, guys, I'm overstretching. Pardon me. I'm not getting away in a rackety old TARDIS just like it was from the beginning.
See you later, Chris.
I see he's going to go here to the dance thing and have the skeleton situation going on. Yeah. Oh, look, Miguel looks cool. It's nice. Dimitri is doing his whole Jedi thing. And we'll see. I'll leave you guys to it. On you go. I'll be back.
His face here when he sees Miguel.
Everyone is very quiet. Why is everyone very quiet?
Watching the show.
Yeah, but this is like the nicest part of the show. What a nasty girl. Not being part of the nice girls. What a horrible show. Watching this myself.
Oh, what they do to this girl is bang out of order. He gets a right beating here. You still got the sniffles, Lee?
Yeah.
Right, it's nearly over now.
Harsh.
Yeah. See, Johnny feels responsible as well because, like, he's getting him to stand up for himself, but he's just
He's not
literally
ready.
getting bet up, like, you know.
But it's all about building that confidence because at the moment, Miguel is still he's too busy trying to please Johnny, and he's not thinking about building his own confidence. He's all about pleasing his sensei, and he's just not there. He's just not there yet. So that he has to go through all these. This is character development, Chibnall. So you have to get through these things. You have to overcome so many things, and it's all about self-control, about self-empowerment, and self-belief, self-worth, and all these things he just doesn't have yet.
Yeah.
So he's not in the right mindset, and that comes through longer training, and that's great. Yeah, I mean, unlike, let's say, the first Karate Kid film where it's all done in one movie, it's just all over a series of two series before he really gets to that point, and it's much better in terms of realism and believability, and you also grow along with him, and that's. You can put yourself in his position. So I think we can all imagine ourselves to be in his position because most of us have been in that sort of position. Yeah. So yeah.
What would you rate the three episodes out of 10, Lee?
10.
10. All 10. 3 10.
Yeah, and I don't give out 10. I think this is. It was I mean, I thought I'll watch the first. This is typical me. I'll watch the first episode. See how it goes, and then and before you know it, you've watched the whole thing.
That's what I mean. It sucks you in. Suddenly. Yeah, it does that, doesn't it? It really does.
And it's because the characters are compelling. The story, it's not complicated.
No,
but the characters and that history that's already established. Even if you're not, someone who's a huge fan of the original films, or watched them back in the 80s or whatever.
Yeah, they give you
you still have that sense of history. You still have that. It's bubbling away, and the performances and the characters that they're performing are so nuanced. Every look in the eye, every action, every utterance, it's beautiful.
Yeah,
it really is. I'm
with you. I give all 3 episodes a 10. It does. It sucks you right in. There's so many layers to these characters. It's just well written. I mean, you've added most of the stuff anyway and I've been speaking about it before we started anyway, so I don't need to go into greater detail. I think people know what I like about this story, and it's not a complicated story, but it's a beautiful story. It's a story that I think they're telling very well, and so far, I'd give every episode a 10. Now we'll focus on Richard. Richard, what would you rate these 3 episodes out of 10, pal?
I think as an introduction to a new series that pays tribute to the past, they are, every single one of them, at least 8 out of 10.
And it pays tribute to the past, but it doesn't wallow in it. It moves it forward.
Yeah.
And that's how you do it right. It's not just a nostalgia fest. It has nostalgia in it, but it uses it as a linchpin to swing everything else around it, to build that momentum, to push it forward. And that's a great thing about it. They've again, I mean, just like in karate, where balance is important, the show is balanced, and I think, that's it's exemplary of nuanced and clever writing, great characterizations, and plot devices.
Guys, I have to be honest. I mean, both of you, I think, are very much almost the same age, or if not the same age as me. And we grew up in the early 80s as young boys, and The Karate Kid was one of the film franchises that we were meant to like. Now, let's be fair. Yeah, I did see it. I did enjoy it. but I was never blown away to the point of obsessiveness that I was with things like Doctor Who or whatever it would be. But all of those years later, when I see the Karate Kid, I say, "Oh, Cobra Kai and the Karate Kid." What the television show with Netflix has done, and every developmental point of view has done, is say to me, this is a group of people who grew up when I grew up, who loves the things that I love, wants me to enjoy it, but also wants my next generation of children. If you are so absolutely lucky to actually have met and had a wonderful relationship with another person and found someone to be in love with, and brought through that, I just think, wow, that's what Cobra Kai does. And I'm so sorry that we are living in a generation and a group of people who have that amount of passion, and we do have that amount of passion. We love the things that we love. But Cobra Kai gives us that back. And I love them for doing it. And I will cry in a corner and say, I'm a terrible person for not loving it as much as everyone else. But it's true. And that's why I love Lee and I love Noel and I love whatever you guys, the way you guys feel about Doctor Who is the way I feel about Doctor Who. But putting that to aside, the way we feel about Cobra Kai is the same thing. And that's why it's so beautiful. So thank you, boys. Thank you.
No problem, man. No problem. PD Richards, I said, gave it a 10. I don't think there's any more people in the chat right now. I think people are just watching. But I hope you have enjoyed the first 3 episodes. We'll be back next week where we'll tackle the next 3. And trust me, it heats up. You know, it's been...
Guys, people spend all their time making nice things, and then people come along and break them. That's it.
Yeah, well, hopefully they don't with this. So far, so good. But I'm going to leave it there, folks, because I have to cook some food. I haven't had any food, so I'm going to get some food into me before I bloody completely collapse. I've had 2 cups of coffee, so that's what's kept me going. So I'm going to now go and make some food. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So we will talk to you very soon, folks. I hope you have enjoyed this stream, and we will, as I said, we will talk to you again for more Cobra Kai next week. Lads, you just want to do our channel shout outs before we head off? Lee?
Yeah, what do you want? My channel, Aldred Audio Visual, and my Twitter is, I'm back, baby. After 2 weeks of being on the naughty step because I dared be sarcastic against a jihadist who wanted to punch Jews in the face. Apparently I'm the bad guy. Go figure. So Twitter's a Jew-hating bunch of bastards. And that's it. You can follow me there at Being Problem.
Fantastic. Richard?
I don't know, but can I come again next week with you guys? Is that okay?
Yeah, that's no problem. Yeah.
Right. My name and things is Scott Vakra, and I would be delighted to come and speak with you next week. So I'll see you.
Problem.
Good night.
Right. We will leave it there, folks. Have a good one. See you soon. Bye. Good night. Bye.